I have always considered myself to be introverted. I've never been good at talking to people. I was very shy when I was young. Half the time my brain is thinking so fast that I can't even string a sentence together. My social anxiety is all over the place. I have a feeling that a lot of you also feel that way too. Here's the thing, you don't have to be super extroverted to sell art. Selling is really just about connecting. It's not about being some sleazy salesperson, absolutely not, although those kinds of people are out there. It's about connecting with whoever your buyer is, your collector, your audience, people who are interested in your art. As an introvert, you'd think, well, selling means I've got to talk to people, and talking to people is scary, so I won't do it. And then you never sell your work, and then your art career goes nowhere. And there are plenty of ways that you can sell your work without really having to be face-to-face or having that one-on-one confrontation with people all the time. Online is so helpful for that, but I'll get into that in a little bit. What I'm talking about here is face-to-face. You know, you're out and about and you meet people, or you've got to present yourself to a potential buyer. If you're at a market or vending somewhere or approaching a gallery or whatever it is that you're doing in person with someone. All marketing and selling is telling people your story, or the story that your work is about. And so one of the things I'd really recommend that you do if you're introverted and have a hard time getting the conversation started, practice when you're alone. And what I mean by that is you're going to come up with some questions, some phrases, just some little sentences that you can say to break the ice, and then keep the conversation going. Now, of course, people are organic, so you can't predict what's going to come out of their mouths and what they're going to say. It's hard to predict everything, but I do find that if you think of some questions and some statements and things like that you can ask people, that you can talk to people about, that you can say about the work, that gets the ball rolling. It gets you a little bit more relaxed and stuff like that. And it's important that your artwork has, or your whole brand has, a story or some kind of meaning or some kind of symbology, if you like, because then you can talk about that. It might not be necessarily directed to you, but you're talking about this piece that you've made and how you made it and what you did to create that and the steps that went into it and where the idea came from and why you chose the subject. And also, there have been loads of times in my life when I have just made something up on the spot. If you're worried about somebody approaching you and pointing at a painting and going, love that piece, tell me about it. There have been times when people have done that to me and I've frozen and gone, oh my God, what's this piece about again? And so I just make something up on the spot if I get that way. But for the most part, most of my paintings have a story or some kind of meaning to them. But for the ones that don't, because again, not every painting has a story or a meaning. Sometimes it's just a pretty painting. And so you have to kind of think quickly. And if you're introverted, I find that, you know, introverted people, they just freeze and go, I don't know. I dreamed about that, or I was inspired by nature or something, because you can kind of give those generic answers that you've practiced beforehand, be able to have a conversation with someone. The trick to selling a lot of the time is it's not about you. And that's kind of a double-edged sword really, because it's like, well, what do you mean it's not about me? They're buying my art, which I painted, which I came up with, which I poured my heart and soul into. It is me. But it's not about you when you're selling. It's about them. It's about why they connect with it. It's about why they love it. It's about why this means something to them and their story and how it correlates. And so you can use that notion and be like, okay, well, I can direct questions to them. That's why it's important to have some go-to questions lined up, because you can turn around and be like, well, why do you love this piece? Or, I'm glad you love one of my cat pieces. Do you have cats? Or do you have a favorite animal? Or, because I paint animals. Why do you like birds so much? Or do you live here in Florida where egrets are common? You know, you can spin it so it's more specific and direct it at them. And that will get them talking, because people like to talk about themselves. People are more likely going to buy from you because you had this conversation, you've kind of related to each other, and it builds a little bit of trust. And the more you talk to each other, the more you have conversations like friends rather than strangers, the better chances of getting sales and things like this. Some other ways that you can sell artwork without having too much conversation and limited interaction with people if you are an introvert. Mailing lists are huge, and you can actually make them as personable as you want. So you can put your personality in there, and I find them easy to write because you're not talking to someone. You can have all the time in the world to come up with the perfect mailing list email and write it out, maybe have a template. It's just a lot easier to have something that you can write, you can edit, you can format. So mailing lists are also really crucial for selling work to collectors, to getting a loyal fan base, and just getting your work right in front of people, because most people check their emails. Most people who are interested in you will probably sign up and join your mailing list, and thus you build this audience from nothing. So you have way more control over your mailing list than you would anywhere else. Social media is so busy. There's always new distractions, there's all these people voicing their opinions. With your mailing list, it's just you. There's no other, influencers really coming into that email or that particular post email that you're sending them. It's just your opinion, it's just your work, it's just you. A mailing list is yours. You have the contacts, like you don't need the platform, which is the great thing about it. So if you're a little bit introverted and you want to start marketing your artwork, take it easy, prepare yourself, get a mailing list going, and hop on social media and just take the time to, balance out how much you want to show yourself versus how prepared your responses are going to be. Kind of a short one today, guys, so I'm going to leave this video here. If you liked it, then leave me a like and comment down below what you would like to hear in the future. I hope you're all having a good day so far. I will see you all next time. If you're looking to learn how to paint or improve your art skills, then head over to the Intuitive Artist Academy for courses and workshops that will guide you through your own painting journey. I will teach you the techniques you need to create your own masterpiece and works of art that you are proud of. They're fun, easy to follow, and will leave you feeling inspired and ready to tackle your next big painting.